I mean, lately, what's an ARP blog without some video games or some sneakers or something like that? You know, have a little fun. It's gonna come down to Final Fantasy, Metal Gear, BioShock, Gods of War. Those are probably some of my favorite series. But I don't want to just do shit that's meaningless, like sneakers and video games. They mean nothing in this fucking world. Have you read the 48 Laws of Power? Here's like the synopsis off the bat. The best-selling book for those who want power, watch power, or want to arm themselves against power. Keep up message. This is a classic as well. The Art of Seduction. What's the synopsis on the back? Get what you want by manipulating everyone's greatest weakness. Alright, let's talk contracts. I want to say 3 reasons why some of y'all just should stay away from these fucking contracts if you don't know what the hell you're doing or what you're getting yourself into short and long term. And let's be clear what type of contracts I'm talking about in this blog. I'm not talking about one-offs. I'm not talking about Hollow and Mav both having a one-off contract to battle each other on a set date. Everybody gets paid, everybody handles their business, fulfills their terms, and everybody goes their own way. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about contracts that will span a time range. Contracts that'll have certain situations that would limit you. Reason number 1, not to sign one of the type of contracts that we're talking about in this blog. And of course, there's way more than 3. If y'all want me to drop more, comment on this blog. I'm gonna create an analogy. I'm gonna use the NBA. The NBA as an umbrella. All right, the big company, the big corporation, and all the players underneath, regardless of team. Let's use free agency in my analogy. So let's say free agency in battle rap comes around once a month. If you follow the NBA, you know that free agency wasn't just about somebody getting Anthony Davis on their team or somebody getting Kawhi Leonard or Paul George. It wasn't just about getting the biggest battlers on your team to put on classics or win in your events or your championship. Free agency this year was also about making sure that a given player just simply doesn't play for another team, whether they had a lot of minutes or not. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody like Morris.
Well, let's look at the Clippers for a second. They wind up getting Marcus Morris. And Brian, why is it that the Clippers feel they need Marcus Morris? It's not like he's been a frontline guy or somebody who's made a big difference in playoffs previously.
Well, 2 reasons. 1, because they want another guy with experience who's tough-minded. 2, the Lakers wanted him.
So even if we acquire this player and he sits on the bench, that's more important to us than him having minutes over there. Now here's the cliffhanger to using an analogy like this. What happens to Morris's stock, his offers, his minutes, his opportunities, what games he might play in? What happens to that if one side wasn't as interested in Morris as the other? You ever hear the concept of woman walks into a bar. She looks to the left. There's a guy over there by himself. Well dressed, well groomed, looks successful, well put together as far as his whole presentation. Handsome guy. I don't do the poor shit. I'm a grown ass fucking man. Just paint the fucking picture for the kids out there. Looks to the right. You got some old Hugh Hefner, broken down looking nigga. He could be looking scruffy, broke, tore up clothes, dirty, but he's got 20 women around him, all jumping on top of him, laughing, geeking and all that. That woman that's walking into the bar, the concept, especially like in Principles of Art of Seduction, is that her interest immediately gravitates to the right. Why? Because there's an interest around that person. There's an interest there. There's a common interest with those other women being there. You take a battle rapper, let's use Murder Mook. Murder Mook versus Briz. Now if you got, let's say, URL and King of the Dot saying, fuck that battle is whack. But RBE wants to book that battle. And we're the only people that's gonna book it. You think Briz and Mook is gonna get top dollar for that battle? If you're under a restrictive contract, or if it's known that League XYZ don't fuck with you, maybe because you're not talented, or maybe because you did bad business, or maybe because y'all had a fallout, that's when battlers start getting put on the shelf. That's when battlers start getting lost in the shuffle. That's when the league can literally just say, you're going to jump how high I tell you to jump, or you're going to eat when I tell you to eat. These are some of the effects of not having a network across multiple leagues. When you disrupt the balance of power for yourself, and the balance of power, really pay attention to that terminology, because battlers need to be extremely thankful for balances of power, and leagues should be thankful towards the battlers for balances of power too. But if you really, really think and understand what balances of power in this world do within companies, corporations, it really, really makes multiple people win instead of just one. If there's no balance of power, you fall into dictatorships. Once again, you fall into, you're going to eat when I say you eat. You're going to get the look when I say you're going to get the look. So now me as an owner, I get to treat that battle completely different. Because I know this league owner and that league owner over there don't fuck with you. They don't care to book. They don't care to book you. I know you had a fallout with them. I know you did bad business with them. Or I know I got you under a certain type of restrictive contract. The treatment is different. The way I go about business with this person now is different. Who doesn't understand that? Issue number 2, your stock and how it can be raised or dropped if you are restricting yourself to particular situations. Move around, people. Move around, move around. I gotta come up with an example for this one. Loso. Is Loso currently in the peak of his stock today? And I'm not saying that Loso has a restrictive kind. I don't know Loso's business with other leagues, nothing like that. I'm just using Loso as a reference to make this point number 2. What was the peak of Loso's stock? Has he been in his peak for the last 6 months? In my opinion, Loso's peak in his stock, and I'm not saying he can't get back there, the peak of Loso's stock is when he was battling on Bullpen, RBE, King of the Dot, and maybe he was mixing in some other looks during that time as well. Because I remember when he had that classic with Bad News, that classic with B-Dot, that was like a battle of the year contender on Bullpen. Then he started to mix in RBE looks as well. You had Jay Murder, that wasn't really a great battle. But then you had a good battle on a big card that was highly promoted with big names on it, with Show Off. Then he was also battling on big cards on King of the Dot. I think that's when he battled Jims. Since then, I feel like Loso's energy has kind of come down a little bit. I don't see that same energy and stock around Loso that he had when he had multiple platforms grabbing around him. King of the Dot, Bullpen, RBE, URL. Because there's contracts in the world that say things like you could only battle on small leagues. The big league, you know, what's a big league, I guess? Maybe that's King of the Dot, maybe that's RBE.
I've gotten many contracts, skimmed over them, and been like, ooh, what's that? Oh, nah, I'm not doing that.
A battle's a battle, right? No matter where you battle, if it's promoted and it's impactful enough, it's going to count. It's going to count in this culture. The fans are going to weigh in, the blog is going to weigh in, it's going to affect your stock. All types of shit can happen no matter what platform you're on, as long as it gets the proper promotion and exposure. So who is it really beneficial to? Let's say if I'm going to battle 5 times this year, who is it more beneficial to? The platform or the artist? If I say I'm going to battle 5 times this year, this is a King of the Dot contract that I just signed. I could only battle on King of the Dot or small leagues. So 3 times I'm going to be on King of the Dot on big cards. This time right here and this time right here, it's got to be on some league you never heard of. Or it's got to be on some up and coming league where I'm just grabbing a check. You know what I'm saying? Let me just grab a quick 1,000, 1,500, 5,000, 10, whatever you're grabbing. Let me just grab a quick check these last 2 times. Who is it benefiting that opportunity or that year of your 5 battles can't be my King of the Dot, 3 battles, and this one's RBE and this one's URL? Which approach to that year is going to be more impactful for the battler? Possibly garner them more views, more money. Am I benefiting myself more, or am I benefiting King of the Dot more? And my third point, what's more important, the league or the battle rap?
So if you go on a certain league, it could be the look, it could be the camera editing, it could be all types of shit that fucks it up. You understand? That's out of your control. Hey, I came with 3 full rounds, and that's you talking to the main person that knows about that. So I feel like the battlers are important, but it's how the league brands it. Because right now URL has a staff of, let's say, a core 15, 20 of us that are like the OGs, the grandfathers, Cortez's, Clips, Goods, you know, and then you have the PG wave. They have to brand those guys. So they're going to push them into bigger cards, which means certain battlers including myself, might get pushed off to the side for other battles. Do you stay loyal to the league when you're not the priority? No, you got to eat. You get what I'm saying? But you got to work it out. I honestly feel like the battlers are important, but the only one that can honestly say they're more important right now would be URL and King of the Dot. I feel like they've been around for long enough that
they can say that
they're more important because they know what they can do and their viewership. Right now, battle rap is getting very saturated, oversaturated. You're gonna get lost in the sauce.
Battlers really, really need to union up more. They don't. If I was a battle rapper, I'd be pushing the same shit. Yo, why we don't move like a union? Why do we complain about things like residuals or can we get paid off of views or percentages of streams or the looks that I want or the opponents that I should be in the ring with? Why do we not have more control over this? The league has their huge purpose, but why do we not have more control side by side as a partnership with the league to have these things that we either should have or that we want? Nobody is demanding it. It's just a conversation. A real demand, it becomes like a situation where people actually do stand for something, where they actually do strike, where they actually do say, I ain't doing shit until I get what I need or get what I want. You just really, really got to be careful what you're being sold or what you're getting yourself into sometimes, because if you can't navigate battle rap, which is a small niche market, and we can prove it, how many millionaire battle rappers do we have? If we can't navigate the business of battle rap, how the fuck do some of these people then graduate on into the record industry? Or Hollywood, the people that want to be actors and musicians and rappers? How do you graduate into those areas when those managers are even more cutthroat, or those booking agents say you got to be here at this time, you got to do this, or you got to do that, or you liable for this lawsuit and all that types of shit? How do you handle that? You know what I'm saying? If you can't navigate the contracts and the best decisions for yourself, not necessarily for somebody else, but for yourself in battle rap. And it's even worse when somebody says they don't know what's in their contract, right? Like, this is battle rap. Like, some of these people are aspiring artists and they don't even know what's in their contracts. You didn't know that you couldn't do this or you could do that or whatever, or you don't belong up there then. The tactics that benefit me and not you are out there every day and in every contract and in damn near every situation. Keep certain things in position and in order, and keep certain loyalties to you just by using the word brother. Even in people's regular lives, they overuse the word. I'm talking about the world, period, but still sticking to my point. I don't use that word like that. Brother, you're my brother, yo, my brother this, my brother that. Y'all just throw shit around. You hear that enough from somebody telling you that they your brother, bro this, brother that, right? And then you're let down when they fuck you over. Or you're let down when they stab you in the back, because subconsciously this motherfucker's been calling me my brother and showing me a certain type of energy for the last year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Then when they stab me in the back, I'm shocked. Here's another one outside of like the brother shit. I'm sticking to them 2 books heavy, man. 48 Laws of Power and the Art of Seduction, aka Manipulation. Let me guess. League XYZ is my ops. That shit bothers me so much, man. Shout out to Chicago, man. Why does everybody think it's so cool to have ops? Essential, necessary, required. It don't make everybody tough to have ops. I question when people even use the fucking word unless it's really, really affiliated with gang or street life. That's me. If you're not talking gang and real street life, you know that people dying out here in this world, losing their lives. You only live once. Life is precious. You got leagues, that's your ops. What? Leagues that'll book you and pay you and work with you and help you within your career and exchange services with you are your ops. Who's telling you that? Who's feeding you that? Who the fuck is accepting that? The brother shit, the op shit, the I'm doing everything for you, I'm gonna take you to the moon and back. Shit is fucking sad. And anybody that accepts that type of shit coming to them is fucking gullible. In any arena of business, if you allow yourself to be taken advantage of, you will be. If I could punk you tell you to do what I want or have you do things that benefits me more than it benefits you, but I can't talk to these niggas over here the same. Figure that out. In any event, hopefully I got a couple jewels from a blog like this. It doesn't necessarily benefit just RBE for me to talk like this to the public or to our fan base or to my fellow battlers or league owners. It doesn't just benefit RBE. I think it benefits everybody. I'm reminding people of what happens out here with manipulation and business and being taken advantage of on any level, whether it's battle rap down here or Hollywood and the music industry up here. Hopefully it's taken serious by certain people that need a message like this. If it don't apply, let it fly. Other than that, we'll play me some BioShock. I'm out of here.